Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode here on Friday. And we got a couple of things to talk about. One of the main topics here is kind of like a moral thought. And so we're going to dive right into it and check it out. And also, Motorola reviving the Razr. That's going to be pretty interesting. But the price tag, I am definitely not feeling. So let's talk about both of them. And so the first topic discussion has to do with the lawsuit that T-Mobile is facing. Apparently a woman in New Jersey went and got a new device and brought in her iPhone 7 to kind of switch out to a newer iPhone. However, she says that two employees basically went through her photos and found a video that she had that was an explicit video and decided to play the video and watch it for themselves. And she claims by doing so, she was mortified in the fact that they would even rifle through her privacy and watch a video that she gave no permission whatsoever to actually take a look at. So as of right now, she is in a lawsuit against T-Mobile for it. T-Mobile did not want to comment on the situation. They gave a bare minimum statement, just basically, the same usual stuff, that they take privacy very seriously for their customers and that these are the types of things that should not happen in their stores. But they didn't go any further from that as far as what they're going to do to rectify the situation as they prepare for, I guess, court. I guess it's going to go to court. Now, here's the dilemma here, okay? Because I know, like, in this generation, people are into, making videos like that, or sending photos to, someone they met on Plenty of Fish or Tinder or whatever they're going to. And it begs the question, and that question is where does business professionalism begin and end, and where does customers morale begin and end? Because it splits things two ways. Okay, so there are two sides of this, two arguments to the point. One is that the T-Mobile employees should have never went through her stuff, no matter what. That she could have a whole album of nude photos and videos, and it doesn't give them the right to open the album and just start looking at stuff, which I agree with. And then there's another side of the argument that says that if she didn't want anyone to see these things, then maybe she shouldn't have had them on her phone. I can see where people are going with that. Me personally, I agree with the first statement. Regardless of what's on your phone, that is private information. That's a no-brainer. Everyone should know that. That's private information. So, when dealing with a business such as T-Mobile, which has high standards, for me, I feel like that the store reps should never rifle through anybody's private information. If you're going in to get a new phone and I want to get this phone, I'm gonna be trading in this phone, there should be nobody going through this other than to wipe the phone and prepare it to be sent back for refurbishment. That's it. So very touchy thing, and this ain't the first time that we've seen news about T-Mobile employees doing this. So I don't know if from the last times that T-Mobile was busted doing this, had they implemented some sort of change to their store operations and policies and updated that and had talks with them about it. Like, we don't know. But yeah, definitely T-Mobile should take a look at that. Don't mind the buzzing sound. Landscapers are here. Other worse news for T-Mobile is the fact that because of this government shutdown, the FCC's pause on the whole merger deal, it could end up hurting T-Mobile's chances to merge with Sprint. Now, this is what a lot of people have been writing about. I'm not going to get into the details of it, of why they think it's going to hurt it, but other than the fact that one of the main claims is that John Legere stayed at one of Trump's hotels. That was one of the big scoops about it, which John Legere tweeted out his response to it, where he feels like that him staying at a Trump hotel in DC should not be taken in a way where it's like there's some sort of foul play cahoots going on with the merger. He said that the merger is being done the way that it should be done, in the right way. So I guess people are getting a bad taste in their mouth about John Legere staying at a Trump hotel, and so they're making a deal out of it, and they're saying that this could possibly hurt the chances of Sprint and T-Mobile merging. I don't really see how staying at a hotel could do that. I mean, I know people are very, very opinionated with politics nowadays, and we're not going to jump into that, but I just personally think that one's actions like that shouldn't really influence a decision business-wise, and just keep it to business and nothing else. And so Motorola's back at it again, reviving the Moto Razr, which you guys may see right here, the original Moto Razrs from yesteryears, the hot commodity cell phone that a lot of people wanted to have, business people, everyday consumers, they all wanted to have this phone. There were different models of them, like the V3A, the V3M, the V3C, the V3. There were just various different versions of it, and then there was also spin-offs of the Razr, like a miniature version called the Moto Razr. There was also the Moto Sliver, which was just a candy bar style non-flip phone Moto Razr. So Motorola basically had some success with this particular model device, and because of that, they want to revive it. Now, this ain't the first time that we've seen Motorola revive the Razr name, as if you guys remember back like 5 or 6 years ago, they had the Moto Razr and the Moto Razr Max, which were Android devices. So basically, their idea is to revive the flip version of it, which will still have an all-screen touch display. But yeah, it will have an all-screen display. So it'll be a clamshell phone that flips open, that has a full screen, so there won't be any T9 texting or any dial pad on the device itself. So it'll be all inside, all touchscreen. And I don't know about the outside. There were different concepts that showed what the Moto Razr Flip would look like if it was modernized, and one had like a small, maybe like 1.5 inch LCD display on the outside. But the schematics, as you guys can see right here, it doesn't show that it will have an outer display, just an inner display with a flexible screen and a hinge. And all that really doesn't bother me at all whatsoever, but the price tag does, as it's being said that it's going to be marketed for $1,500, which I fail to see how this thing is going to be priced as much as an iPhone XS Max with all the goodies. That's just a crazy way. So I think that in my opinion, that's Motorola's downfall right there with this revival. I think that based on the specifications and everything that they're going to put into it, I can see it being marketed for $500. I can see it being marketed for $600. $700 is kind of pushing it. But again, and the reason why I say that is because it's bringing in a different style. And the way that I see it is that when you bring in a different style, such as a clamshell flip Android device, you don't want to put the highest price tag on it, because that's one of the things that makes it flop. Unless maybe if they marketed this one like at $500, right, and then next year they make a second version of it, and people have had a time to get it into the world for them to use, for other people to see, for word of mouth to basically advertise for it, then you can possibly make an even more premium version next year, hike up the price tag if it becomes a commodity that they think it's going to be. I mean, judging that, because the old Razr phones were such a hot item, that this one will just be the same thing. It's kind of counting your eggs before they hatch. So I don't know, you guys tell me what you guys think about it. But that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thanks so much for coming in, tuning in, and watching it. I really appreciate it, guys. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the subjects we talked about today here, and leave a comment on what you guys think about any of the topics that we discussed today. Really would love to know your guys' point of view. And that's it for right now. Thanks so much again, and as always, Aloha.